This video is going to show the configuration for the form add-on, which is titled Form Publisher. So I've already installed the add-on. If you need help with this process, then you can go back to other videos that show how to install an add-on. So I have a form already created that I'm going to use, and Form Publisher is installed. So I'm going to click on Form Publisher and get started. So this add-on kind of walks you through the whole process, which is pretty nice. It says what kind of files do you want to generate. I want to generate a document instead of a spreadsheet, but you could do a sheet. Do you already have a Google Doc to use as a template? I'm going to say no, I don't have one, so please create it for me. If you have one, then you would go and say yes, and I'll walk through those settings if we have time here in a little bit. So anyway, it's going to create. The nice thing about letting the add-on do it is it's analyzing your form and detecting what fields you already have in there, and that's what it's doing right here, markers detection. So it's processing what fields you have in your form and creating those tags or markers in your document. Okay, so it found 6 of them. If I click that down arrow, it shows you the ones it found: PD session 1, 2, first name, last name, and those were the markers it found. So I'm just going to click next. It says, do you already have a Drive folder to put all the documents created into? So if I don't have a folder created, again I say no, please create it for me. If I have one, then I click the yes button. So I'm going to say no, and it's going to go ahead and create a folder and generate names for these items. Now, template title and increment, so it's going to add a 1, 2, 3, 4 as it goes along, which is good. But I'd also like it to indicate by the last name of the person. So I'm going to put a space here, use my chevrons, and type in last name exactly as it is in the film, and then the 2 chevrons again, so that it will actually have the person's last name in the title of the document, which will make it easier for me to find. It says save info in spreadsheet. Do I want it to save the URL to the actual form? Yes, I'm going to do that because that's kind of helpful to find something quickly. And do I want to save the increment number? Sure. So I'll go ahead and say next. And you may be wondering where these are all being created and stored, and it's going to be in whatever folder this form is in. So just so you know where to go back and look. Do I want to notify people via email? I don't have the email on this form, so I'm not going to check that. There are some other sharing options here that you can add. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to say next. And again, it's going to start doing its thing. It says your form's now ready. Let's try it. Okay, try submitted response to see it. So I'm going to click try, and it's going to open my form and allow me to enter my information. So I'm going to just type in my information. This is a PD sign up, so I'm going to indicate which sessions I want to take at what time, and then I'm going to submit my answer. Okay. So let's go see if we can find it now. Here's my folder. There's my form. Here is my form publisher template. Let's go ahead and look at that. First name, last name, the PD sessions. Okay, so that's all there. Let's go back to my folder again. In this folder, I should have a folder now. Form publisher outputs folder. So that's the one it created for me. And here's the first template. Form Publisher Template 1, Stevens is my last name. And this is my information. Now I can go ahead and format this document a little bit more to make it more readable, but this is the basics of this form creator. So that was the really fast way of letting the add-on do all the work for you. It created your document template. It created the folder. I did modify the naming convention so that it would add the last name of the person who completed the form to it. So let's go back to that form and let's go see responses, because remember I had it add some information for me. So here's the form publisher URL and here's the increment. I used this form for another project earlier. That's why this information's up there. But it's all right there. So that is using the form add-in, form publisher. Really nice way to get information from your form into a document. That document then could be emailed if I'd collected the person's email, and or printed out if you needed to at a later date for to remind people what they signed up for the PD session. So those are the basics of using the form add-on for this assignment.